Hello, and welcome to another taste challenge. I have two silver rums, and they're both 40% alcohol, and they're both bottled in the United States of America. I am in America. Here is Ron Rio, which has a slightly yellowish appearance, actually. If you look at it carefully, it's not exactly 100% clear. Has a pretty label with a clipper ship and some metals that have no meaning. It's bottled in Missouri, and it's under the McCormick Distillers Company. It's produced somewhere in the Caribbean. We don't know where. I bought this liter bottle at Super Discount Store in Chalmette, Louisiana, on Louisiana Highway 47, northbound, and it was $6.99. $6.99, and I bought this 6 years ago. All right. This is, 6 years. This is Gran Legacy Silver, Caribbean style rum with natural flavors. Gran Legacy Silver, introduced in 2006. So 1975 versus 2006. Does not say it's from the Caribbean. It says Caribbean style rum, which means it's from, Kentucky. Burley Sullivan says, you. Hey, Burley, cheers back to you. There's a big Kentucky distillery called Glenmore, and it's the new distillery. Glenmore is an old company, but it's the new distillery. And they distill rum there, and nothing says rum like Kentucky, right? Now, this was introduced as a private label for CVS Pharmacy back in 2006. Jaime Torres, I'm going to snatch me a King Cobra today. I haven't had it in a while. How about you, Jay? It's been a little while since I've had it, but I would be open to buying more of it. Okay, and I will, most likely. Okay, so this was produced, it says bottled in Kentucky by Legacy Distilling Company, and it was produced for CVS Pharmacy. But around 3 years ago, I noticed the Gran Legacy stuff started disappearing from their stores. Couldn't understand why. And then they totally disappeared, and I started seeing some Gran Legacy products appearing in independent liquor stores, which was odd. And then I found out that what had happened, CVS Pharmacy had walked away from the brand. They just abandoned the trademark, and they just decided, if somebody else wants to sell this, let them. We don't want it. Fine. Last year, Casey's convenience store chain in the central United States bought it, and I was wondering what that sound was. It's like a bug trying to get out. It's like can't get out because the window's closed. Well, you're not getting out. Sorry. You open the door to go outside, they fly in. No, all mean. So now Casey's convenience store is selling this, but we don't have Casey's anywhere close to us, so obviously I won't be buying it. I already have it. I have a gold version also, which I guess I'll try eventually. Now, where I bought this is only 1 mile from me. But yeah, they don't sell it anymore, so it doesn't matter. So anyway, but if you live close to Casey's, like if you're in Missouri or Arkansas, well, actually, I don't think Arkansas allows liquor sales out of a convenience store, but doesn't Missouri? I don't know. I don't know all these state laws. I know Louisiana's state law does allow it. I know Mississippi definitely does not allow it. Alabama and Florida definitely do not allow it, nor does Georgia. So there's states I know, and Texas. So I know about those: Texas, Arkansas, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, Florida. I know those states do not allow liquor sales out of convenience stores or grocery stores. Louisiana does allow that. Assuming that local ordinance doesn't forbid it, because some local municipalities don't allow it. For instance, Shreveport, Louisiana, and formerly Baton Rouge, but they changed their rules. Okay, they're both clear, but like I said, I think the Run Rio is a little more yellowish, just a little bit. Run Rio had a very foul aroma odor when I first opened it years ago, back in 2018. I found that, or was it 2019? I can't remember. Whenever I went to visit John and Nilly, I think it was 2019, and he came in 2020 during the scandemic. But it doesn't matter. It was whatever, because on the way back from the trip is when I bought it. Okay, because I stopped at Super Discount store on the way back, and there it was. Okay, so but when I first opened it, it was like, whoa, this smells terrible. You know, it was unreal, and then it kept smelling bad. But then as it breathed, as this bottle down to the bottom 40% now, 35%, no, 40. That smell started to dissipate. So let's see what happens if it has that smell now. Oh, and I'll show you the website while we're sitting there. Ron Rio Rum. I would like to find it, but I've not seen it. There's a cocktail glass made with 5 times distilled Caribbean rum. I need to put that in my notes. Ron Rio Rum evokes the relaxed lifestyle and fun of the islands of medium-bodied gold and the lightly sweet silver. Ron Rio Rum is made from molasses refined from 100% American sugarcane. So they're shipping sugarcane down to the Caribbean, and I don't know. That's what they're saying. But maybe if it's grown in Puerto Rico, sugarcane American, but it wouldn't really be. I don't know. I can't explain it. Okay, so 5. Now here's some other stuff they make. Montego Bay coconut rum. I think I've seen that. I have no interest in that. Montego Bay rum. Oh, regular rums. Okay. No, I don't recall seeing those. But then you can't find everything. There's also Pancho Villa tequila, Viaca vodka, and Prince Texas vodka. So you might know about these brands, but yeah, they're called their proprietary brands. They have their family brands, all named McCormick, because it's the people that own it, McCormick. I've had their Irish, very good. Tequila, no, I haven't had it. McCormick rum, no. This new product called Old Style Whiskey, I haven't had it. Canadian, no. McCormick gin, I see around here all the time. Vodka, I see around here all the time. I believe Walmart has it here. And this McCormick blended whiskey is very common in Louisiana. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, it's easy to find. Okay, and cheap. And my friend David says very bad. I gave him a bottle, and he was like, "Oh," he's honest though. I said, "How's it taste?" He didn't try to, smooth it over like, "Well, it's all right." He was like, "Oh, that stuff's terrible." So, well, that's the kind of answer I like. Truth, the truth, not lies. Okay. 5 times distilled. 5 times distilled. Okay. Interesting. I think I know, but I'm not sure. You see this nose in my right hand? The nose here is very neutral. There's like no smell. That's making me think Gran Legacy, because Gran Legacy doesn't have much aroma, but it's got that weird vanilla flavor. Probably comes from coming from one of the flavorings added. But remember, like I said, important note: any American rum, well, any rum in America, I don't know what the laws for other countries are, but in America, rum can have flavoring added. And they don't have to tell you that they're adding flavoring either. The label disclosure is not required. You see, this has got a lot of character in the nose, but it's not that bad smell of bagasse that I had smelled. When I first opened it, it smelled like bagasse or Monsanto's Roundup. I'm not kidding. And I didn't want to taste something that smelled like Roundup, which is a weed killer, which is toxic. And I didn't like the bagasse, but now it just smelled like regular rum. So I don't know what was in there making it smell weird, or if it just wasn't filtered enough, or I don't know. It was bizarre. I never smelled anything so bizarre. But now that smell's going away. It smells like good rum now. But I think this is the Ron Rio based on rum. But let's go with the taste. After all, it is a taste challenge. Heavy grass. I just got a notice from YouTube saying my connection was unstable. Something happened. So it might have been a glitch there. That's strange. But it's not showing that now. We're going to keep an eye on that. I'm picking up a little vanilla over here. Little vanilla. Do I think they're adding vanilla to this? Well, it says natural flavors. I don't know what else would taste like vanilla aside from vanilla, right? You can't say, oh, they're using artificial vanilla. Well, then no, because that would be an artificial flavor, and that's not allowed in rum. So, yeah, it's got to be vanilla, or something that is making me think it is. You know, it's confusing. That's all. Yeah, I prefer this one. This one has a more classic rum flavor, has a more classic rum aroma. It has a little more body, more character. They're both dry in the finish, and neither one is heavy body. Don't take it the wrong way. They're both medium body, but this one has a little bit more to it. So I think it's the Ron Rio. And I got it right. So if I'd have known about this clue a week ago, I think I would have gotten a lot more taste challenges correct. But the Gran Legacy was throwing me off so much. But then, you know, I had to get used to it. It's hard to go when you don't have any experience with the product. I didn't have any experience with Gran Legacy. I'd only tried it once. So some of these things you have to get acclimated to the flavor, you know, like, well, you know, it just seems to taste like the rest. And it mostly does taste like the rest. But until you really get down to it and start tasting it, you don't, or have a series of tastings, what I mean, like repetitive, then you won't know until you just keep doing that, you know, and finding out, say, okay, all right, I see where this is going now. So I think I can use that clue, what I'm gonna call it the vanilla clue, coming up against Don Q Silver, which I don't think I'd have confused it with Don Q Silver anyway. Castillo is pretty standard in its flavor, which I say is a good flavor, but I guess it could get confused. I'm gonna keep that in mind. And then Bacardi, well, ain't no way. Even if I didn't have a clue, I can't see confusing Gran Legacy with Bacardi Superior. You know, that's a famous one. And I believe that that's the rest of the rums. Talking about the silvers. I will double check, go through all my bottles, and just make sure I didn't overlook something. Because of course that could happen. Like I'm thinking now, did I do the Winn-Dixie silver? I think I did. That's Martini GTGP says Big J is a junkyard dog. I tell you, woof woof. Okay. Grand Legacy is definitely in the B range. Yeah, I didn't say it wasn't a compliment. I just didn't understand what it meant. Okay, I know Leroy Brown was okay. Now, so I give it a B, 8.4 out of 10. This camera would stop unfocusing itself. 8.4 out of 10. It's a B. It's good. How did I do on my test? The teacher says, you did well. It was a good, you made a good grade. You made a good grade, a B. The teacher did not say, oh, I can't believe it. You're so advanced in this course. You're so much, no, just you did fine. You made a B. I took biology in high school and I made a B, and I was happy because I didn't care about biology. I had a coach. He was sitting up there writing game plans during the class, and it was very basic. He wasn't a bad person or anything, and we did learn stuff, but it was very minimal biology instruction. You understand? It was not honors biology because I definitely had no interest in that. And but it was just basic 11th grade biology and or 10th grade. It didn't make whatever grade, either grade you could take it, But so I didn't try hard. I didn't care about it. I made a B, and I was delighted with that. No one asked a lot of questions, and he was happy about that because he didn't want to hear about questions, and nobody was talking and making trouble because he wasn't going to tolerate that. But I just, it was like you hack it out. You go to the class, you do it, you do your deal, you do your requirement, you get out. A B, I could live with that for sure. And that's what this is like, a B. It's good. Let's look at the Ron Rio. I got to give him credit though. One time we did dissect the frog, so he did. That might be required by the state. No, you know what I'm saying? Like I guess he fulfilled the minimum requirements because I think that was probably part of the curriculum. You had to do that actual dissection. So yeah, and he did follow the minimum requirement. I'm not saying he didn't. He was like a B, a good teacher, but maybe a B minus. But you know what I'm saying? Not bad. Well, he wasn't bad. I learned some things. But I was going to school in college to be a history teacher, not a biology teacher. So I didn't need to know much about it. And in college, I took it and I did the same thing, did the minimum, made a B, was happy. Okay, but I finished with an A average. I might add, I graduated with an A average in college. I might bring that up. Not bragging, but I mean, it's easy to make an A when you're taking classes that you're interested in, like history. When you're going to, I would read about history for fun, like I do now. So that was like a cakewalk, that stuff. I'm gonna go with a B plus on this one because it's got a very good flavor. I'm gonna go with an 8.8 out of 10. A B plus is Ron Rio, and I would have said a D. When I first tried this, it was a D. It was bad, but I could drink it, but it was bad. And something happened between top full bottle and now low that helped it. I think air, it needed to breathe. The air helped it. Sometimes that helps, sometimes it hurts. But it really helped it breathing. And so it went from being shockingly bad. And that could happen when I get a new bottle, which I never will do. But if I got a new bottle, it could happen. I might try. Oh, can't believe how bad it is. But that's only a theoretical question because I'm not going to buy another bottle. But unless I find the gold, well, I certainly would buy the gold. But right now, as it stands, and we can only go by what it stands at in the present, right? We're giving it a B plus. 8.9 out of 10 for the Ron Rio. But remember what I said. Take all that into consideration if you're thinking about buying it. And that's it. So I'm going to have to go research this rum stuff because I'm going to need to get on this tequila situation soon. if I got tequila coming up, would kind of make sense to review it. That Bandolero Gold. So yeah, we will work on that today. Being off for work, I have time to do it. So we'll check that out. All right, thanks for watching, tolerating it. Cheers to the winner over here, Ron Rio. 8.9 out of 10. And cheers to Gran Legacy for giving it a good fight, but not quite good enough. All right, thank you. Bye-bye.